So Sideshow Collectibles is moving full steam ahead with their next generation of X-Men statues, and this new Rogue Maquette is my favorite statue from that line so far. And with this ambitious design, so much could have gone wrong, but instead I think so much was done right with this statue. But of course, that's just my own personal opinion, so in this video I'm going to share all of my photos and give you my first impressions to help you make up your own mind about this statue. So let's begin. This new Rogue Maquette by Sideshow Collectibles definitely deserves a full review, and I promise I'm working on one. But for now, I'm just going to quickly share my first impressions. So yeah, let's begin with the pose. As I said in my intro, this design is a bit risky, but in my opinion, I think it all comes together perfectly. When I first assembled the statue, all the connections were secure and tight. And when I first saw the statue all put together, I got this immediate rush of, wow, Rogue really does appear to be flying. And what I love about it is that it puts Rogue's strength and her personality front and center. This pose is hands down my favorite feature on this statue. Alright, so the second feature I want to highlight here really surprised me, and that is the exclusive portrait, which I now have displayed on the statue. And I gotta say that when this piece was first announced and introduced, I kind of preferred the other straight here portrait, but that all changed once I got the statue in hand. Seeing it in person, these curls on this exclusive portrait just won me over. Each curl is individually sculpted, so I just find that this portrait has a bit more personality. And strangely enough, I kind of expected that the big hair on this portrait would overwhelm the face. But in a strange sort of way, this big hair seems to enhance Rogue's face, in my opinion. Now the face is exactly the same on both portraits, and what I find interesting is the lack of heavy makeup. Is definitely not what I was expecting, but I have to say I have no complaints. I think it works really well for the character. Okay, so another feature on this maquette that really caught my attention is the paint design on Rogue's costume. Now, yes, these colors are accurate, but what really jumped out at me most is the vibrancies of the green and yellow. Now, these bright colors just bring flashbacks of watching Rogue on the X-Men animated series, which I'm sure was the purpose and objective of the paint design, so a huge thumbs up for that. Now, as much as I love these bold colors, the one area where I think a small improvement could have been made is with the lack of shading. You see, there's absolutely no shading on the yellow midsection here on Rogue's costume. I think that some shading would have added a little more definition to Rogue's body. Other than that, I gotta say everything else about Rogue's costume. This is exactly the type of quality that I was hoping for in this relatively high price maquette. So up to this point, I've kind of neglected talking about the base, and I think that's just partly because Rogue's flying pose and her portraits are the stars of this statue, rightfully so. And Rogue just seems to overshadow all the other elements on this maquette, at least in my opinion. Now, that's not taking anything away from this base. On the version that I received, this base was executed perfectly. Now, one aspect about the base that I think is not getting enough praise is the fact that it allows for an almost 360 unobstructed view of Rogue. That means that at almost any angle you view the statue, there's always empty space between Rogue's legs and the ground, which I think is some pretty cool design and engineering. Now, something else I want to point out on the base is these little micro components on the mechanical arm. is surrounded with exposed wires, and on top of everything there's this layer of metallic paint that has this luminescent blue, which I think it's just a perfect connection to the Sentinel theme. So this brings me to the end of my first impressions of the new Rogue Maquette, and I hope that my photos and my thoughts helped you make up your own mind about this statue. And you know, this piece is so complex that, trust me, I have so much more to discuss, which I'm kind of saving for my full-length review, so stay tuned for that. And also, you know, feel free to share in the comment section below what you think about this new statue. I look forward to reading all of your comments and interacting with all of you in the comment section below. So yeah, I think that does it for me now. I really hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon and take care.